Hello, this is Adol. Welcome to the video lecture series on the course of Design of Steel Structure. And this is the lecture number 5, the unit number 6. And in this video, we are going to see the problems related to the beams. Let's go to the problem. A hall clear dimension 16 meter by 8 meter is to be covered by RCC slab flooring 125 mm thick resting over joist spaced at an interval of 4 meter center to center. Floor finishing 20 mm thick is to be provided over the RCC slab. The live load on the slab is 4 kN per meter square. The joists are resting over 300 mm thick walls. Design floor joist if the permissible stress in bending and shear are 165 megapascal and 100 megapascal respectively. The unit weight of RCC and floor finishing is 24 kN per meter cube. Take E as 2 into 10 to the power 5 megapascal. The beam may be assumed to be laterally supported sections. Now, laterally supported, and the sections that are available in stores are ISLB 500 at 75 kg per meter and ISMB 500 at 86.9 kg per meter. So, in this, we have to analyze the design the floor joist that is resting over the 300 mm thick wall, and we have to assume any one of the available sections in the store. So from this we have to analyze whether the selected section is safe or not. So from the question it is saying there is a hall having the dimension 16 meter by 8 meter. So this is 16 meter and this is 8 meter. So this is the wall dimension, room hall dimension having the wall. So and we have a joist from every 4 meter clear center to center distance. So from here to here center to center distance one joist. From here to here center to center distance we have another joist, and here to here center to center distance we have another joist. So everything is 4 meter. Everything is 4 meter. So these two are walls and these three are joist. So we have to design the joist member which is suitable from the given two sections. So if you design for one joist, then we can assume it for the remaining two joists. Okay, so what is the span of the joist is? Here the span of the joist is from here to here. It is 8 meter is the clear span of the joist. And in this questions directly we don't have any loads. So they are given the what is the RCC slab flooring thickness, what is the floor finishing thickness, what is the live load acting on a slab. So this is they are given. So we have to find the total load that is acting on the joist. Solution. So the effective span L is equal to clear span plus half into thickness of wall into 2 times, because your joist is resting over 2 walls. That's why it is 2 times. So L is equal to clear span is 8 meter plus half into thickness of the wall is 300 mm. So it is 0.3 meter into 2 times. So 2 will cancel. So it is coming as 8.3 meter. This is our effective span L. Next, we have to find the total load that is acting on a joystick. So how we can find here in this diagram? So this joist is, if considering this joist, so how the load will act on it. So if you take the center to center distance on each side, from the each side, so if any load acting on this, off will go here. With load acting, off will go here, off will go this joist. So we are taking this entire area for the consideration, load consideration. So this entire area length span is also 4 meter, because this one is 4 meter. Here to here is also 4 meter. So here center to center means it is 2 meter, 2 meter, and it is 2 meter. Totally it is a 4 meter. So we have to consider. So load on each beam per meter length we are going to find. So per meter length we are going to find. So per meter length we are going to find. First one is due to the RCC floor. So RCC floor, what is the span? It is 4 meter into length is 1 meter into thickness of the wall is 0.125 into unit weight is 24. That gives us 12 kilonewton per meter. Second is floor finish. Due to the floor finish, same 4 meter into 1 meter length into thickness is 20 mm, that is 0.02 into 24. So it is comes at 1.92 kilonewton per meter. Kilonewton per meter. Next, it is due to the live load. So live load, it is acting overall the 4 meter span. So this is the 4 meter. This is joist. So it is acting on a overall 4 meter span. So 4 into this is the live load, 4 kilonewton per meter square. It is given in the question. So it is comes at 16 kilonewton per meter. And then we are assuming the self weight of beam. Self weight of beam is as 1 kilonewton per meter. So we are assuming the self weight of a beam. So what is the total load? Total load on a beam, on each beam. So W is equal to 12 plus 1.92 plus 16 plus 1, that is equal to 30.92 kilonewton meter. It is the total load that is acting on the joist due to the RCC slab, floor finishing and live load and the self weight of beam. Then if we have the load, then we have to find the maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment. So how we can find the maximum bending moment? So according to the diagram, it is a simply supported beam because both ends of the joist are connected to the wall. So it is W L square by 8. So W is 30.92 into effective length is 8.3 square into 8. So we will get it as 266.27 kilonewton meter. Kilonewton meter. Next, we will find the maximum shear force, maximum shear force we have to set. So how we will find the maximum shear force? V is equal to WL by 2. So that is equal to 30.92 into 8.3 by 2. So we will get it as 128.32 kilonewton. So we have the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force. So now we have the maximum bending moment M we have, and sigma bending, permissible bending stress BC or BT we have. So we have to choose one sections that are given in the question. So how we can choose the sections? So in that we see the required will have the section modulus. The two sections will have the section modulus. So if you find the section modulus, and we check that section modulus with the two available members, and we can choose the any one member that can be used as our an joist. So for that, what we need for the section modulus to find out? So the section modulus required is we need the maximum bending moment and sigma BC. So we have the maximum bending moment and we have the permissible bending stress. So sigma required, section modulus required is equal to maximum bending moment is 266.27 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 165, because this one is kilonewton meter. We are converting into Newton mm. So it is 10 to the power 6 and this one is Newton per mm square. So section modulus will have as 1613.75 into 10 to the power 3 mm3. So we found sigma ZR is equal to 1613.75 into 10 to the power 3 mm cube. So we have to check these section modulus required with the available sections modulus. So if you check with that, so in the ISLB 500 it is lesser, so we can't go with the ISLB 500. But if you check with the ISMB 500, the available is greater than the required, so we can go with the ISMB 500. So we are choose ISMB 500 at 86.9 kg per meter. So it is having the IXS of 45218.3 into 10 to the power 4 mm power 4, and ZXS section modulus is 1810 into 10 to the power 3 mm power 3, and thickness of the flange is equal to 17.2 mm, and the thickness of the web is equal to 10.2 mm. So we have, so now we can go for the check for shear. So in this problem we won't go for the check for bending stress. Why? Because from the maximum bending moment only we find the section modulus and we choose the section. So whatever the bending stress, it will be less than the available, or it will be less than the maximum bending moment. So we won't go for the check for bending stress. We will go for the check for shear. check for shear. So calculated shear tau VA, calculated shear stress is equal to V by D into T, thickness of the web. So that is equal to 128.32 into 10 to the power 3 by 500 into 10.2. So it is equal to 25.16 Newton per mm square. So this is less than the 100 permissible shear stress, that is 100 Newton mm square. This 100 Newton mm square is given in question. Okay, so this is the check for shear. So check for shear is safe, shear stress is safe. Last we have to go for check for deflection. So in this check for deflection, first we have to find the maximum deflection. So maximum deflection formula, so we are assuming there's a simply supported beam because it is connected between the two walls. So it is a simply supported beam. So maximum deflection formula is L by 325. So L is 8300 divided by 325. So it is comes at 25.53 mm. So this maximum deflection should be, so this is the maximum deflection. Now we have to calculate the deflection on the section. So that calculated deflection should be less than or equal to the maximum deflection. So we will find the calculated deflection. So for simply supported beam, it is 5 divided by 384 into WL power 4 by E into I. So 5 by 384 into, what is the W? 30.92. So kilonewton per meter. So we are converting into Newton per mm. So it is the same because kilonewton, it is 100 divided by 10 to the power 3. So it is 1000, same only. So 1 kilonewton per meter is equal to 1 Newton per mm. So 30.92 into 8300 power 4 divided by 2 into 10 to the power 5 into inertia value is 45218.3 into 10 to the power 4. That is equal to 21.21 mm. So this is less than the maximum deflection. So our beam is safe against deflection as well as the shear stress. So this is the problem that is related to the beams, that is laterally restrained beams. Thank you.